Welcome everyone to a new episode of Reminiscing Bollywood Classics. Today's film is a very complex and a confusing film. It leaves you with more questions than answers and makes you question the very meaning of your existence. The film I'm talking about is the 1969 classic Satyakam, which was based on a Bengali novel of the same name by Mr. Narayan Sanyal. The name of the film is based on the sage Satyakam Jabala, who appears in the Chandogya Upanishad. Satyapriya Acharya, played by Dharamji, is raised in a Gurukul by his grandfather, Satya Sharan Acharya, played by Mr. Ashok Kumar. He has a very strict upbringing in the Gurukul, where he is taught that the only path to salvation is to search for the absolute truth. He gets an engineering degree and starts working in the big bad world, which is laced with corrupted, immoral, and greedy people. Will his ideals help him survive in the brutal world? Or he too will change, like the countless other people who start their youthful journey with idealism, and soon this idealism turns into cynicism. Here's the thing about Satyakam. It shows you the brutal, harsh truth of life without holding back any punches. There is a line in the film, सत्य बोलने का अहंकार नहीं, सत्य बोलने का साहस होना चाहिए. And just like the dialogue, the director Rishikesh Mukherjee bravely shows us all the naked, bare truth. For Satyapriya, life is either black or white. It is never grey. He falters once in his life when on his first job he meets Ranjana, played by Sharmila Tagore, who is a Nautch girl. He hesitates to take the step which he feels is right. And that one moment of hesitation lands Ranjana in huge trouble. I think this is where his complete transformation happens, and he lives the rest of his life making amends for that slight hesitation. But then again, this is my interpretation of the subsequent events. The beauty of Satyakam is that it can have many interpretations, just like the truth. Though this is where the main character Satyapriya will disagree with me, because for him, truth has only one interpretation. The trials and tribulations of Satyapriya is highlighted through the eyes of Narendra, played by Mr. Sanjeev Kumar. Narendra is the best friend of Satyapriya, who was his roommate in the engineering college, where Satyapriya had scored the second highest marks in the entire university. He's more like a brother to Satyapriya. Narendra goes on to lead a successful life. If earning tons of money and obtaining a high post is how you define success, on the contrary, Satyapriya does not get promoted, and he just moves from one job to another because he cannot adopt to the ways of the world, and the world cannot accept a man of such high morals. This stark contrast is highlighted in a scene where Naren becomes Satyapriya's boss. The film is littered with glowing scenes and dialogues. The constant debates between Narendra and Satyapriya are a treat, where Narendra tries to convince Satyapriya to become practical in life. Naren tells him, वो सच क्या जिसके पीछे शिवम नहीं, सुंदरम नहीं, जिससे किसी को ठेस पहुंचे. And Satyapriya unhesitatingly replies, ये बुज़दिलों की सोच है. सच बोलने वाले को अगर दुख सहने की हिम्मत है तो दुख देने की भी हिम्मत होनी चाहिए. सच्चाई अंगारे की तरह है, हाथ पर रखो और हाथ न जले. ये कैसे हो सकता है? The friendship between Naren and Satyapriya is very iconic. and sadly it has gotten lost in the Jay and Virus of the world. Mr. Sanjeev Kumar puts forth a fabulous performance, and there are scenes where he spontaneously bursts into tears and you just follow suit. Sharmila ma'am gives a dazzling performance as Ranjana, Satyapriya's wife, who silently endures everything for her husband. She's the one who suffers the most, I feel, because Satyapriya is bearing the brunt of his own actions, whereas she, in turn, is suffering for his actions. And if you look at the film closely, you will realize that Satyapriya falters twice in his quest for the truth, but Ranjana never does. It is a very restrained performance, similar to the one she gave in Anupama. This is hands down the best performance of Dharamji's career, and it is one of the most mind boggling mysteries that why he did not win an award for this film. To win, you need to get nominated, and he was not even nominated. You can clearly see a change in his facial expressions, his body language as the film progresses, and you can feel the tension, the agony on his face as he wages a war for his principles against the whole world. It is sad that people call him He-Man, Iron Man, or whatever. The people who have tagged him with this name clearly haven't seen this film. I feel that the film's disastrous box office performance made him veer towards the massy roles, which it did after this film. And these roles made him one of the most successful actors in the industry. It is his performance which makes you side with Satyapriya, even though you know he is fighting a losing battle. This is one role which he was born to play, and I cannot envision anyone else in this role. This is also Mr. Rishikesh Mukherjee's best film, according to me, and according to him as well. He has said in interviews that Satyakam is his favorite film. Now, this is a man who had made classics and money spinners like Anand, Chupke Chupke, Milli, Anupama, Bawarchi, Golmaal. And if you look at his filmography, after Satyakam, he too veered towards making light-hearted family films, and a subject like Satyakam was never attempted by him. Here is the thing though, the film's box office performance just proves what the film was portraying. That people like sugar-coated truth, not the harsh, naked truth which people want hidden. The only recognition Satyakam got was the Filmfare Award for Best Dialogue and the National Award for the Best Feature Film in Hindi. The legend Mr. Ashok Kumar has a cameo appearance and he just blows you away in that limited screen time. He plays Satyasharan Acharya, Satyapriya's grandfather, who runs a Gurukul and has molded Satyapriya's ideals. I have rewatched the final scene many times. Even while I'm writing this, I'm rewatching the final act, and it is an exchange between baby Sarika, who plays Satyapriya's son, and Mr. Ashok Kumar. There is a look of disbelief which comes on his face when the kid exposes the hypocrisy of his grandfather in front of everyone. The grandfather realizes how easy it was for him to follow his ideals within the four walls of his Gurukul, and how difficult it must have been for Satyapriya to follow his ideals in the outside world. A scene in the hospital between him and Dharamji is also an unforgettable scene. This is where he quotes the Bhagavad Gita to him. I can just talk for hours on this film, and I am someone who is known to give one-word answers in real life. There is a small anecdote which was shared with me some time back. Mr. Tarun Bose and a few other actors who were working in this film had finished the shift early But they stayed back a few more hours just to watch Mr. Ashok Kumar enact a scene where he lights up the funeral pyre of his grandson. This one incident is enough to justify what a great actor he was. Finally, I come back to a question which has bothered me since I watched the film. Were the actions of Satyapriya right? He did exactly what we are taught as kids by our parents, our teachers, our scriptures. But how many of us follow exactly what we are taught? I personally do not know a single soul. I feel Satyapriya was right theoretically, not practically. The world is filled with Nareens, but not a single Satyapriya. People like Satyapriya are unicorns. You will never encounter one. It is my belief that you cannot win the Mahabharata by following the rules of Ramayana. I would love to know your thoughts about this classic. Until next time, folks. Thank you for listening.